G'day, g'day, how is it going? Well, it's time to scrap out this convention microwave. Is it any different than a normal microwave? Might be a few little differences, I'm not too sure, we'll find that out. Before we get started, just a reminder that there are a few safety precautions required when scrapping a microwave, so pay close attention to the areas when we get to the beryllium, the magnetron, the capacitors. These are all quite dangerous things, nothing to be scared of, but something just to remember to be safe and make sure that they won't hurt you. So let's get started. I have taken the screws out to start with. You don't need to stick around and watch me take out 100 screws. So what we can do is just take this off. So I took out some screws, just the ones that hold the case in. Microwave you have. This might be aluminium or stainless steel. Probably going to be stainless steel, not aluminium. But anyway, this here is steel. Now that we've got the cover off, we can actually see what's inside. Now this is just a super old, really heavy microwave. And so the ones that you're typically going to find on the side of the road aren't going to be this old and this heavy. So it's still going to have a lot of what's inside, but just smaller amounts. And maybe, I don't know, there's just a lot of little motors on this thing, which is great. Little transformers, windings, belt driven. That's cool. All right, let's get some of this stuff out. Here's our transformer. That's going to be one of the things you want to be careful with. In the background there, right there, is our capacitor. That is what can kill you, plain and simple. So when you find a microwave, just make sure that before you scrap it out, it's been minimum a week. I like to leave it at least 2 weeks or even a month, just to make sure all the charge has completely gone out of that capacitor. There is ways of making sure you can get rid of that just by tapping a bit of metal to both sides of both positive and negative. And when you do that, make sure you're wearing insulated gloves and insulated tools. All right, let's have a further look. More windings and transformers. Interesting, let's go. Once again, I'm going to take out some of these screws, remove some of these wires, taking a few screws out, freed up this motor. Is that a motor or is that just a little bell that tells you when it's done? I think it's a motor. I'm going to put it in as a motor. Okay, I've got this fan motor loose. Just a couple of screws, help with a hammer just to loosen it up. And I've come to a conclusion. These conventional microwaves do have a little bit more steel surroundings, shroud if you want to call it. And it's hard to get them apart. So what happens is you've got some screws that are facing downwards, some screws that are upside down. Just getting to them seems extremely difficult. So to be honest, there's only really so much you can get from a microwave. All the good stuff is going to be on the one side, and that's here, transformer, and then we'll get to the magnetron in a minute. All right, now we've got it on the side, we can clearly see the transformer, the capacitor, and the magnetron. So it's really this and this what you want out of the microwave. So well, let's get them out. Got screws here, here, and down the bottom. That's all that's required to get that transformer out. This magnetron might actually be a little more trickier. Just yeet that plastic out. almost there. It's just 2 more screws holding it on. So, I don't know. See if I can get that out. Okay, I've got to all the good stuff. There's a transformer. There is your magnetron. And that pink stuff there is the, let's try and pronounce it properly, beryllium. That if you were to crush that or damage it in any way, the dust can cause cancer and can make you very sick, so you don't want to touch that. In the modern day microwaves, they're unlikely to be beryllium, but they're still going to be a ceramic of some sort, and still can't be great to suck that into your lungs. This is the capacitor that you've got to be super careful about. This is probably the most dangerous part of the microwave. Just look at the date there though. Made in Japan, 1985. Makes that 36 years old, this microwave. So, yeah, it's certainly old. Let's take a quick look at what you find under the bottom section of this microwave. You have another little motor that spins the plate around. What I'm going to do is just pull this little transformer out. The winding, should I say. Give it a bit of a give a pull. There you have it. Another thing you can do, that what I'm going to do anyway, you don't have to do it, is there's a circuit board underneath here. I'm just going to get to that. There's also a whole series of press buttons, which means there'll be a whole series of little silver connections too, if you're into taking that. There is one more thing I would like to show you. Inside comes with a metal plate, being the conventional oven. You could sell that separately, but if you can find someone to buy it, go ahead, but I'm just going to scrap that. And inside here you got some stainless steel. Even though it is stainless steel, I don't want to put the time and effort into taking it out. It's just going to take far too long, and sometimes time is money, and hey, if you got the time, go ahead and do it, but quite frankly I don't at the moment, so I'm just going to leave the carcass in here along with the plate and any other bits of metal that came with it. Okay, to safely take this magnetron apart, we want to avoid damaging this pink beryllium. So there's little clips that hold the top plate on. So just get the corner and simply just pull. There's probably an easier way of doing that, but that's just how I do it. See that tab locks into that little slot there. That one worked a lot better. Just one more corner to go, and it is being stubborn. Isn't ideal. Anyway, that is brass. Just lift this out. Be still. Pull this out carefully. That is a magnet. Pretty strong one at that too. Let's peel this back. Just a bit of a yank. There's a couple of copper springs in there. That's twirled around. I'll tell you what I'll do. Just free this area up first. Sometimes they come out easy, sometimes they don't. Hard to clip because of that magnet. Got it. Keep that away. Second magnet. Keep your fingers clear. There you have it. To be honest, I'm probably most excited about the magnets. I love them. Here's the copper I was talking about. Okay, just pull out as much of that as possible. Cut that clean. That goes in your copper pile. This goes in your shred pile. Carefully pry them away. Next up, we have the transformer. The standard looking transformer. Comes in two parts, bottom, top. Just go ahead and check to see if these are copper or aluminium. Bottom one is copper. Just move some of this paper away. And that top one is also copper. That is great, probably what you would expect out of a microwave that is, well, 36 years, was it? 35 maybe? And the more modern ones, more than likely the bottom half would be copper coated aluminium, top half maybe copper. The really new cheap ones, both would be aluminium. Alright, I won't show you how to pull this copper out at the moment. If you'd like to know, just check out my other video. I'll just put a link up there in the corner and you can go ahead and watch that. Let's take a look at the bounty that we got. Got a couple of circuit boards here. Not much to them. This here circuit board I will depopulate. Got your little transformer there. Got plenty of copper in, and these little black plastic things, that too has copper in, so I'll take them apart and get that out. We have the PVC covered copper wire, those magnets, some alloy, some small motors. It's up to you. You can go ahead and take out those copper windings, and it'll probably be worth your while. Saying that, it'll be just as easy to put them in with your motor collection, and that will pay probably just as much, or just that tiny little bit less. A little bit of brass, and that is our transformer, which I will take out the copper shortly, or when I've got time anyway. A little bit of copper that we pulled out, and of course you have the rest, which is the shred steel or the loose pieces. Just put it inside. There you go. That is what you typically will find in a conventional microwave. Plenty of motors, bit of copper, bit of aluminium, tiny little bit of brass, and a whole stack of scrap metal. It only takes, well, maybe under 5 minutes to scrap, if you're not holding a camera and making a video, that is, of course. So it's well worth your effort to do it. So, if you made it this far, thanks for watching. And if you're new to the channel, well, welcome. And please consider subscribing or hitting that thumbs up and commenting. All right, thanks for watching. I'll catch you the next time. Cheers, bye.